Coach, looking at the opponent this weekend, they haven't gotten off to the start that they probably wanted to, but you know how talented they are year in and year out. What can you expect from them this weekend?
A big-time team who plays really well at home in a building that, the last taste in our mouth was not bad, but in a building that we've been embarrassed in before. That's not stuff I'm talking to them about. We'll talk to our group about this is a really good team. This team won our playoffs last year. This has been a national tournament team. I don't know how many years of the last how many years, but they're led by veteran people. They're led by winners. They're coached well, and they've got big time players. That might as well be, record, repeat over the course of every team we play in this league. And St. Cloud State, we have nothing but respect for, and we know how difficult it's going to be. So we prepared our guys like we always do. We rest. We wrap up last weekend. We start to talk about our game and things we can get better at. And then today we start to talk about our opponent. And as you watch them on tape, I don't care what their record is. It's a really good team.
You mentioned their home ice advantage, the big sheet. Does that change anything stylistically for you?
It's not black to white, Drew, but it is something we talk about. You really cannot get caught outside the dots there. As you look down the ice sheet, it's wider, right? From dot to dot, I think the middle of the ice is something we want to protect it, regardless of who we're playing or what sheet we're playing on. But this place is massive. You get yourself caught outside the dots, get yourself between dot and wall too much, you just cannot recover. And they've got people that'll hurt you. So that's the one thing that we talk about. And what we do is we'll go back to last year's series at St. Cloud. Our game plan has changed a little bit. Our system piece has changed a little bit. But we're still going to refer to that and see us on the big sheet and how we handled it. But nothing crazy changes. We still want to compete hard. We still want to be a second and third effort team. We still want to be engaged mentally and physically. We want to prepare them the best we can. And talking about the big sheet is something we've done.
Trying to prepare on the big sheet's a lot different. Obviously, we don't have that here at our practice rinks, but there's starting to be fewer and fewer of those rinks around now, too. I think Minnesota's changing their rink down this year. Yeah. I think Northern Michigan changed their rink down. Colorado College isn't the wide sheet anymore as well. So it seems to be maybe the trend that they're going away from the big sheet of ice. How do you still kind of like that? It gives a little bit different feel, I think, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. My only thought on it is, I don't know how many football and basketball courts are bigger than others. That's the only thing. I haven't given it much thought, quite honestly. This is the rink we play on, and if it's a little bit wider, a little bit longer, less wide, less long, whatever. I don't think a whole lot about it. It is just something that I think somebody in our coaches room brought up. Like, when you look at playing surfaces in other sports, everybody's pretty much the same, but in ice hockey, we've got a couple of sheets that are bigger. I think I don't know for sure why people would go to the NHL size rink, quote unquote, outside of all these kids want to play pro hockey and usually in North America, at least at first. And I think most, if not all, the North American ice sheets in terms of professional hockey are NHL type sheets. So, it's whatever the school decides to do is fine with me.
Yeah, it always is different. Or it's fun to play on something that's a little bit different.
Yeah, there's definitely more room out there, Wads, and we've got some guys that want time and space. I know that, so hopefully they'll take advantage of it.
Okay, and you said you put as you get ready for this weekend, you're putting to rest this past weekend. Can't help but not go back. You had a couple days now to think about the series. Really a very, very good test for what your team is and to gauge where they're at this point of the season.
I agree. And I think Arizona State, yes, they're coming to our league next year, but this year's team looks like teams in our league. They've got fifth-year guys. They've got experience. They've got high-end talent at all three positions, depth at all three positions. So it was good. I mean, we look at the weekend and we say the process on Friday was probably a little bit better than Saturday. Saturday's game was not a great game. Again, I don't think we were fighting it. I think we were trying to find it. I talked about that. In my mind, those are two different things. We took three undisciplined penalties on Saturday night, which just cannot happen. We found a way to kill them off, or it didn't hurt us or whatever. But we look back at this past weekend against a really good opponent, a ranked opponent coming in here with a bunch of confidence, and we're happy with that weekend. So like we always do, we put yesterday away and leave it right there, and we focus on today, and that's what we've done. And as I said to Drew, this is a whole other test in a different atmosphere this weekend, as far as what it's going to be at St. Cloud and the home ice and so on. And I hope our guys are ready for it. We do want to build confidence and belief. Those are two words that we've been talking more about this year than ever before, because we think we have a group that the talent gap isn't quite as big as it's been. So now we need to start to believe in what we're doing and be confident in what we're doing, that we can compete with anybody.
And a big part of that has been the special teams, power play going 20%, and the penalty kills, over 85%.
Yeah, I think our segments are 6 games long, and I think I believe we were 25 and 85 or something like that. We were right in that range. And that's where we want to be. We know special teams wins and or loses you games. I would have liked to have seen our power play take advantage of a 4-for-4 night on the PK. We were 0-for-4 on the power play. That wins us the game on Saturday night. However, somebody, a really good penalty kill unit in Arizona State, I think they're close to 90, if not at 90. So our special teams is something we've struggled with, usually over the course of time, not so far this season. Usually you look at the top 10 power plays in the country and there's 3 or 4 or 5 NCHC teams in there. So we're going to have to be ready on the penalty kill and hopefully we're playing with the effort and the energy to earn some power plays. But like I say, we need to be and want to be on the good side of the special teams game for sure.
Coming off a fast start to the season, a nice start to the season, how do you carry forward the momentum that you've sort of built up in the beginning part leading into conference play?
I think it's just focusing on details and little things. I think we've done a great job of that throughout the start of the year, just focusing on little details and stuff, because that stuff matters, and it helps you perform as a group and as an individual. So I think that's pretty much it.
Arizona State was tough. What did you learn in that series that is going to help you out as the conference play starts?
Yeah, I think just the resilience of our group, not being out of it no matter what the score is. I thought we played a good game that whole Friday game, and the score didn't really show it, but we just knew if we kept going that things were going to start going in, and we ended up getting the win there, so that was great.
Going up to the Big Sheet Ice this weekend, some of the younger guys may not have as much experience on that. How does that sort of change the style of play when you head up there?
They know how to use the Big Sheet to their advantage, so we know that, and it's just about getting down there, having them see it. Most of the guys, I think, will have played on it before. I don't know about the transfers, but we're a fast team, we're a skilled team, so I think it'll be fine for us as long as we just play our game.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the whole mindset in the locker room right now? Well, after this fast start, you talked about the resiliency, but it hasn't been the easiest stretch the last few years. So now playing with a little bit of confidence, what's that kind of like for the locker room?
Yeah, it's great. We have a ton of confidence in our group. I think every single person does. I have a ton of confidence in the guys that we have in that locker room. And, I think we just got to keep it going. It's a good start, but we just got to focus on the next game.
Why don't you talk about your line as well? You and then one of the transfers, Raymond Vitalins, and then also John Waldron, part of that really, really good sophomore class too. How have you kind of gotten that line to gel as quick as you have?
They're both special players. They're both really skilled, smart players, and they're easy to play with. So it's been good, just all trying to do our jobs, trying to play smart, and play good defensively too. We play good defensively, and then that creates offense. So I think it's been working out well.
Drew mentioned playing on the Big Sheet, going up to St. Cloud State. What do you know about St. Cloud State? They're obviously always one of the top teams in the conference.
Yeah, no, they've always been a really good team since I've been at Miami. So, fun place to play. A lot of room on that ice. So it'll be exciting. I know they haven't got off to the best start, but that doesn't really matter. We got to play the same way and try to get 2 wins.